The world celebrates New Year. We pop champagne, we light fireworks. It looks like a party. 4,000 years ago, they celebrated Akitu. But they didn't drop a ball, they slapped a king. On the fifth day, the high priest would drag the king before the statue of the god Marduk, strip him of his robes, and slap him across the face as hard as he could. If the king cried, it was a good omen. The gods were pleased. If he didn't cry, he would die within the year. While Babylon tested their king, other empires looked to the sky and the soil. In ancient Egypt, time meant nothing without the Nile. Their new year, Wepet Renpet, waited for the star Sirius to rise. It was the signal that the life-giving floods were coming to save them from starvation. Further east, the Persians celebrated Nowruz. For 3,000 years, this wasn't just a date, it was a cosmic victory. The exact moment of the spring equinox, when light finally conquered darkness. Meanwhile, in Asia, the new year was spiritual warfare or a harvest beginning. Across the Indian subcontinent, countless regional New Years like Ugadi, Sankranti, Bihu, Lori, or Dussehra all celebrated the same ultimate truth, the victory of light over shadow, good invading evil, or celebrating the harvest season. In China, they didn't fear a slap, they feared the Nian, a legendary sea monster that crawled out on New Year's Eve to devour crops and children. The only defense? The color red and deafening noise. Every firecracker you hear today is an echo of ancient villagers scaring away a beast in the dark. Fast forward to Rome. For centuries, the new year began in March, with the spring. It made sense. But Julius Caesar was an egoist. He wanted a calendar that followed the sun, not the moon. In 46 BC, he created the Julian calendar and moved the new year to January 1st. Why January? To honor Janus, the god of two faces. One face looked back at the past, the other looked forward to the future. The Romans celebrated by exchanging coins for wealth and engaging in a festival so chaotic it makes modern parties look boring. When Rome fell, time broke. The medieval church hated January 1st, calling it a pagan ritual. They banned it. For 1,000 years, Europe was confused. If you lived in England, New Year's was March 25th. In France, it might be Easter. It took a pope to fix it. In 1582, Pope Gregory XIII released the Gregorian calendar, the one we use today, and finally restored the world's clock.
With this new calendar.
While the Pope fixed the calendar, the Scots fixed the party. They gave us Hogmanay. Since the church banned Christmas there, the Scots poured all their energy into New Year's Eve. They invented first footing. The superstition says the first person through your door after midnight decides your luck. You want a tall, dark-haired man carrying coal for warmth? You do not want a blonde man who looks like a Viking invader. They swung giant fireballs to burn away the evil spirits of the old year. Which brings us to the modern era. In 1907, the New York Times needed a new trick to celebrate their headquarters. They stole an idea from the Navy, a time ball, a 700-pound ball of iron and wood lowered for the first time. It wasn't a religious ritual, it wasn't a harvest, it was just a countdown. But technology didn't stop at a light bulb. As the world got faster, the party got louder. Today, the countdown isn't just one ball in New York. It is a synchronized ring of fire across the entire planet. From the Harbor Bridge in Sydney to the Burj Khalifa in Dubai, computers now launch tons of explosives with millisecond precision. We took the ancient fire used to scare monsters and turned it into a global symphony of light. It is the ultimate proof. We are still afraid of the dark, so we decided to set the sky on fire.